going on, guys? Jason here from Jason Back Fishing, coming to you with another unboxing of the Monsterbass Box. Let's do this. Guys, let's get right into this box. I'll put a link down below with a little bit of a code. Put that code into checkout and get yourself 10 bucks off your first box. Anyway, let's jump up into the Northeast region box for Monsterbass and see what we got. Right. So, first thing you do when you open up the box, it's going to tell you to share a picture, share it on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can win prizes and stuff if you tag them. Use hashtag #TheBetterBox, hashtag MonsterBass, and they're always giving away prizes every week. So, first thing we do, we get the card. There's the card. Talks about what's in next month's. Next month's box is going to be pretty badass. It's going to be all the hot baits from 2020. It's basically going to be all the hot baits that came out and were introduced during iCast of 2000 and or actually of this year's iCast, as well as exclusive colors, stuff like that that are exclusive to Monsterbass only. On the other side of the card, if you want to go ahead and pause it, it's going to give you all the baits that we got and the prices. In this box, we got 8 different items. We got something from River to Sea, ZMan, Lunker Hunt, Bama Baits, Strike King, Stanley Jigs, Steel Shad, and Mustad. What's cool about the Monsterbass Box is these are all name brand companies. You can walk into any retail store that sells bait and tackle or anything like that and get these baits. Unlike other boxes where there's unnamed brands, stuff from overseas that they rebrand themselves, stuff that you'll never be able to find. The other thing that's cool about Monsterbass is that it's going to get you out of your comfort zone. These are baits that you get to try that you may normally never go out and buy yourself. And you'll put these baits on, put them to use, expand your arsenal, expand your fishing knowledge. And who knows, like me with Monsterbass this year, I caught my PB largemouth and my PB smallmouth, which was pretty exciting. So, further ado, let's go ahead and get in there. And first thing we're going to pull out is the Steel Shad. This is a blade bait, steelshad.com. I'll go ahead and post it up there. It is chrome and gold, like a gold sticker on there. I'll show you the weight on this. It doesn't break it down. But anyway, here in New Jersey, when the waters are starting to get cold, we're starting to get a little bit of snow, a little bit of ice and stuff like that. And these blade baits are killer during the winter months. You can fish them real slow. Cast them in deep water, cast them in shallow water, just burn them through, and it imitates basically a dying bait fish, and it's good because it's heavy. It's got a big belly weight on there, so you can fish it at any depth. Anyway, it's a Steel Shad, $7.50 for that bait. Next thing we got is we got a sticker, Monsterbass sticker, and we also have a Detour sunglasses. Now, I can't wear sunglasses because I wear prescription glasses. So there's a code on here that's going to give you $15 off. Anybody wants to use that code, by all means, go right ahead. Website's there. Use that code. It's basically a cash card. Go ahead and use that and get yourself $15 off a pair of sunglasses on me. Alright, next thing we got is a Attack Jig. This is the fluoro flipping jig. This is in 3/8 ounce. Looks like a brown crawl color. It doesn't really say the color on there, but this is a perfect example. Jig fishing is something I have never done, never used, never had confidence in. I started flipping jigs this year and did really, really amazing with the jigs that I was fishing with. And Strike King makes a great jig. Nice solid hook on there. Nice good weed guard. 3/8 ounce, like I said. And I plan on actually picking up more of these type jigs, and also over at 6 Cents they got some jigs, the Divine hybrid jigs that I'm going to be picking up, and I'm pretty excited to be using too as well. This here runs $4.50. And like I said before, I'm going to put a code down below to save you 10 bucks off your first box. So when you go and check out and there's a little spot for your code, just type it in and you'll be able to go. Next thing we got in here is the Lunker Hunt. This is their jerkbait. This is in the seasick shad, or seasickness. Wait, hold on. Yeah, seasick color. Pretty cool. I've never really been a big fan of lunker hunt. Get some loud rattle, but jerk baits are an awesome bait to be using in the cold months. You're gonna work that just normally. If the water's still temperature is still warm, the bass are still gonna be pulling up on bait fish and devouring as much as they can to get on that weight to hold them over during the winter time. But yeah, that's the lunker hunt Kraken series. Pretty loud, pretty exciting bait there. Stuck me in the finger. Ow. Yeah, it stinks now we're getting to these cold months. My fishing is getting later and later because the time is changing. Lunker hunt, $5. Next thing we got is one I'm pretty excited about. River to Sea. Everybody knows River to Sea for their infamous whopper ploppers that they make. But this is their 3/4 ounce, 3-inch, and this is in the color. I know it because you know it too, that this one catches fish. Straight up fish catcher. And this is a bait that can technically be fished in any region. I don't care. And if you don't have this bait tied on during the winter or the spring months, you're missing out tons and tons of fish. And that is the Ruckus lipless crankbait. This thing is pretty sick. And I fished a lot of other lipless, red-eye shads. There's one from 6th Sense that's really good, and you know, the old school rattle trap. But this thing is really got a lot of, sounds like glass beads in there. I'm not 100% sure, but that is there. See, that'll focus. And that's your typical shad. Got that little chartreuse side on there, blue top. And what's cool too is on these Ruckuses, I think it's part of all the noise that it makes. It has a little indentation at the top of the head to disperse water. That's going to put more vibration in the water too as well. Pretty excited about this to have River Sea. Thank you for River Sea putting this in the box. Lipless crankbaits are another one of my favorite bait to throw, especially during these cold winter months and in the spring too. When they're feeding up in the spring in a crawfish color, you can't beat a lipless crankbait. River Sea lipless is $12. All right, so now we're getting to some soft plastics. First soft plastic we got is from Bama Baits. This one retails at $4. It's just basically a 6-inch trick worm. You know, nothing fancy. This has their infused with Bama fuel. Go ahead and give that a smell. Give that a huff. Very garlicky. What's nice about this is this isn't too slimy to me. I'm going to rig this on a drop shot. Probably a small Carolina rig. Shaky head, but it's going to be a killer drop shot bait. That's a net chartreuse green pepper color. This is cool, and it's a full bag. You know, not like some other companies where they only give you sample bags or a mixed batch of colored bag, something like that. And these Bama baits run $4. Pretty excited about using them. And actually, this is a company I've never really heard about, so it's one of those things like I wouldn't know to go buy them, but I'll try them out and see what they could do. All right, next thing we got. Probably one of my favorite bait companies out there, and it's a well-known company, ZMan. And this is the ZMan Zinkers. This is the smelt color. And everybody don't know what ZMan is. It has that Elastec technology on there, which basically makes them indestructible. I mean, here's your typical Senko. It's in that white body or belly gray color, so it's going to imitate like a bait fish. And check this out. Wow. You can stretch that almost 2 feet in length and it's not going anywhere. And it goes right back into shape. What's cool about the Z-Man too is like you can buy tons of other companies' baits that they make. And yeah, you might get a lot, but you're still going to blow through them. There's guys that have caught 20, 30 fish on one bait of that Elastec and the bait's still going. So yeah, this is cool. This is the first time I've ever used their Senko style stick baits. So I'm pretty excited to try that out. And what's cool about these is you're like, oh, why would you use a Senko or finesse fish in the wintertime? Some of the fish are still going to hunker up in weeds that are still, you know, sometimes you're going to have dead die-offs of lily pads over there. Some of the fish will still hang up there to get that last-minute bait fish to fill up for the winter. So, all right, and that one retails for $4. I love Z-Man, and they put we get a lot of Z-Man in our monster boxes. Alright, next up we have is a pretty interesting bait. It is called the Debug. And this is made by Stanley Jigs and Hale Bait Company, or Lure Company. This looks like a creature bait. Whoa, this is pretty neat. So it looks like a watermelon red flake. And I don't know if you can, it is a big profile plastic bait. But check this out. Look at those little tentacles up on the top. Now, I'm not sure how good this will do throwing into a lot of cover. So I might throw this near like lily or like docks and stuff like that. It's got some really good thick kickers on the claws. I don't know if you can see that. But this is pretty neat. Now, I'd like to know why this has ticklers. There is at least 136 creature type lures on the market today. However, none of them have the feel and the look of the realistic Debug. Whenever bass inhale a prey, perch, crawfish, or shad or minnow, one thing in common, it has a tickling sensation as the prey struggles in vain to free itself. To create this sensation, we have packed rows of tentacles on the lure's underside. So I guess you rigged that to the bottom. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so there's a hook keeper on both sides, but it looks like you rig it with the tentacles down. And they tell you to rig this up with a 4-rod hook. So that's pretty cool. I guess basically those tentacles are supposed to rub on the bottom of the fish, so it's like when you're working it, it's basically wanting to hold down and not let go. So that is pretty interesting. I've never seen anything like that in my life, creature bait wise, but definitely gonna give that a try. Creature bait throwing was a new thing for me this year, and until I caught my one PB smallmouth, I was pretty excited with. So, alright, last but not least, one thing I do with a lot of my baits, I like to change the stock hooks out on them. Especially like on the steel shad, or I have the Mike Buka bull shad. I'll change the hooks out on that. But they gave me a pack of size 6 420 of the KVD grip trebles. So they're a little short hook. I've never seen that before, but they're pretty wide gaps. So I'm sure it's going to hook up pretty good. But yeah, I forgot. The Debugs were $6 and the hooks are, $5. So anyway, that's the box for this month. I'm pretty excited. I'm looking forward to the next couple months. I know, like I said, December's box is going to be all the baits from iCast, and I believe January is going to be the whole box is going to be taken over by Strike King. So it's going to be all Strike King related baits and stuff like that. So anyway, guys, like I said before, thanks for watching. I'll put that code down below to give you $10 off. I got another video lined up too to come down the road about an unboxing from another company that I got. I'll show you some baits that I got from them. But anyway, guys, overall, pretty excited about this box. I really hope you guys jump on Monster Box. You're going to be excited too. Get out there and catch yourself a Monster Box, or a Monster Bass. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and let's do this.